Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Clouds here, and as y'all could tell by the title, this is the first in the series of many fruit reviews, starting out with Gura. And yes, for those of you wondering, this is a ripoff of the famous YBA YouTuber Eclipse's stand review. I honestly didn't know what else to call it, and yeah, I thought this would just be a good idea to go over this fruit. So for the first episode, I think this might shock a lot of people. I'm going to be talking about why Gura is not as good as everyone thinks. And no, this is not me saying it's a bad fruit. Obviously, that would be ludicrous to say this is a bad fruit. But all I'm saying is I think the hype train, as it does with many fruits, is letting people to believe this fruit is a lot better than it actually is. We're going to be going over that in this video. You know, its strong suits, what it's weak at, how to counter it, some tips of how to use it. And yeah, I just hope y'all enjoyed this video. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so getting into the first thing of Gura, we're going to go over the move set. So starting out, we got Shock Punch, which is basically just a short to mid range, the Kamehameha wave basically. I like to say that joke honestly, because it's basically Kamehameha. But one thing to note about this is it is a guard break and it has hyper armor. And for those of you that don't know what hyper armor is, basically it means even though I'm getting hit while I'm charging it up, it still goes out. So that honestly makes it pretty good. This is probably one of the better moves out of all of the Gura moves. You should probably be using this a decent amount in fights. However, do not throw it out at random. Try to at least predict your opponent where they're going to go and use it as well. This move is fairly easy to dodge due to its slow and short range nature. So this is not something you should be using like light kick or like Hiken or something like that. So you're gonna need to use it a little bit more sparingly, especially because of the startup time and lag. You know, you're susceptible to getting punished after that. So yeah, just one thing to note. Now we're gonna talk about the second move, which is the counter, which I feel like a lot of people are gonna disagree with this. The counter is not as good as people think it is. One, the damage is very low off of it, and two, you cannot get a confirm really off of the counter. The knockback after the counter is just really high. It's really hard to get it confirmed off of that. And I mean, it is good in the sense that, you know, instead of taking damage, you counter them and do damage to them instead. So it is good in that sense, but I'm just saying it's not some like ultra broken move as everyone thinks it is. You can't really get a confirm off of it, so it's just an all right, you know, above average move. Head Crusher, honestly, a pretty good move. It is a grab, goes through block, has no hyper armor, and it is really short range, so it is a bit hard to land. But so this is not something you should be using at random. You shouldn't be just throwing this out. What you should be using it as is like M1 combos, and then you throw a grab, or like maybe you end a combo and then you throw a grab. One combo is you can use C Quick and then into Head Crusher, and by the time the Head Crusher is over, the waves will come and they cannot dodge waves. Next move, honestly, I think this is an alright move as well. It also has hyper armor, plus it's a guard break. However, this does very low damage for how much stamina it costs. And it honestly is pretty easy to dodge. Like, this was me holding it for a little bit, and honestly, you can dodge out of the range of the middle of it with one Soto dash. If you didn't have Soto, just one dash, one GPO. Has very long startup. It's a slow move, easy to dodge, and honestly, it's not something you should just be like holding in the middle of a match. It doesn't reach the whole arena range, and even if it did, I mean, you're gonna have to waste a lot of stamina, you know, trying to hold this thing, you know, for that long, and you could just get punished by people who have long range attacks. Now the last move, obviously C Quick. This is a move everybody thinks is really good. And it is good, don't get me wrong. However, again, very slow, gives people a lot of time to prepare to dodge it and get away from it. It doesn't cover the whole arena. However, I'm going to give you guys a couple ways to counter it real quick. One, literally Tech High. You use Tech High and you're Tech High in that thing easy. Two, Pika Flight, Mara Flight, Bomb, you know, the little bomb explosion jump. You can use that to dodge it. That's actually happened to me before. Someone dodged it that way. And Goro's little teleportation move, Phoenix's bird move. You guys get the gist. There's a lot of ways to actually dodge C Quick. And, you know, really one of the only ways you're going to be able to get it confirmed is if you do the C Quick Head Crusher. Otherwise, you know, it's just kind of just up in the air for random, and they probably will get away from it. So overall, this moveset is actually pretty good. Most of the moves are guard breaks and goes through block. but a lot of them are really short range and are easy to dodge. So yeah, that's the moveset right there, guys. Alright guys, so going into some tips with Gura. So first thing I would say is, one thing you need to know is that Gura does not scale well with Devil Fruit. And so being a Devil Fruit spammer with this fruit is definitely not favorable, because even if you had a couple hundred points plus into Gura, you're not going to be really dealing that much damage because of how it scales so weirdly. So I would definitely recommend going with more of an M1 build with Gura. That's definitely to be more favorable. An M1 tanky build. And if you guys haven't seen my video already, I uploaded a Gura build video revealing my stats. And honestly, I would say that's probably one of the better stats for Gura, due to the fact that really, I mean, like, you're not going to be dealing that much Devil Fruit damage by putting as much as you are into Devil Fruit. So another tip I would say with Gura is to try to predict your opponent. You guys can see right here, I use the counter when I seen he was about to use his move. Of course, some fruits have faster moves than others. With Gura, you're able to see when they're about to use a move due to the startup time. So I was able to easily predict him on that one. However, a lot of Gura is bait and switch. You kind of just like wait for your opponent and bait them into moves. Kind of like, waves. You can bait them into waves. You can bait them into, the counter, glass clutcher, into the grab. You get what I'm trying to say here? So basically, you want to be kind of patient with Gura. Although you can play Gura aggressively if you want, it is best if you play kind of patient, due to the long startup and end lag on every single move. So you're susceptible to getting punished if you play too aggressive and miss a lot of moves. Another tip I would say to Gura is you should probably get either Bicento or Trident. These are the two weapons I think would be best for Gura. The reason I think Trident would be good is because it's super fast, probably the best weapon in the game other than Bicento. Having Impale gives you a really good opportunity for combos. Having the pull also gives you an opportunity to catch opponents off guard with the pull. Although the pull is a bit hard to land, and with the fast-paced battles we have in GPO, it's not something you're going to be able to land 100% of the time. But if you do land pull, you can easily start a combo that way with Gura. Bicento, I feel like I shouldn't have to explain this. Bicento is really good with Gura. Obviously, it's meant for Gura. And heavy sweep and the slash is honestly really good. And having those at your disposal with Gura definitely helps. However, going up against Trident users with Bicento, you can find yourself getting countered a little bit. The M1 speed of Trident really just kind of like counters Bicento a little bit. You can honestly get bullied by some Trident users if they know what they're doing. So yeah. Okay guys, so now let's get into some of the weaknesses of Gura and basically overall what Gura struggles with. So first off, I'm just gonna say Gura, on a non-PvP perspective, Gura pretty much sucks for everything. Chip farming, boss farming, it struggles with. And it can't do nothing for CBs. However, it is good for dungeons. This is a mostly PvP free review, but I felt I should mention those a little bit for those of you who might be wanting Gura. This is not an overall all-around good fruit. It is only really good for PvP and dungeons. So just letting y'all know that. However, some of the things Gura struggles with that I found a lot is long range fruits and burn damage dealing fruits. This is something that Gura actually really struggles with due to the nature of our moves. We don't really have long range moves. Half of our moves are very short range, and one of our moves you have to hold for a very long time to get long range, and it's not practical because of how easy it is to dodge, and you're wasting a lot of stamina. So fruits like Pika, Mera, fruits like that, longer range fruits, this really struggles with, especially Mera. Mera has really fast, low cooldown, high damage dealing moves that deal burn damage over time, and not having low gear bar with us really is a detriment. They don't even need hockey to hit us, and mostly against those fruits, it's like a game of tag. I find that Pika and Mera really kind of hard counter Gura a little bit due to the fact that they can just spam away, and Gura can't really do much against it. Obviously, if you're playing hyper aggressive and they can't handle, the specific player can't handle the pressure, then you can come up on top. But let's say you have two equal players, one with Gura, one with Pika. The Pika player is heavily favored in that scenario.
due to all of their long range moves, high damage dealing, and they have high mobility. They're able to dodge most of our moves relatively easily. Gura really struggles in these situations. And to someone who doesn't have Gura, it may seem like Gura is some top tier fruit that beats every fruit. That is totally not the case. There are definitely fruits that can beat Gura, and relatively easy. Like, it's not as hard to beat Gura as people think. Low range moves, high startup time, high end lag, easily punishable, and you can't even get a confirm off of the counter. People heal while you're using the head crusher move. Yes, you literally heal while you're doing the head crusher move. So the damage there for head crusher is only average at best. And this fruit scales weirdly. You really shouldn't be putting like a million points into devil fruit with this, because it's just not going to be a good build. Not to mention the fact that in update 3, you really should not have under 1,000 health. With all these spamming running builds, you really shouldn't have under 1,000 health. So yeah, those are some of the things Gura really struggles with. Long range, spammy kind of fruits. Magu, I wouldn't say Gura really struggles against Magu as much. That's more of like an even kind of matchup right there. But not having Logia Bar in general really is a detriment to Gura. These other fruits, they don't even need Haki to hit you at all. And I'm talking about specifically Logias here, obviously. Obviously, this applies to any Paramecia, but I'm just saying there are many ways to beat Gura. There are many ways to counter Gura, and there are many ways for Gura to counter other fruits. I'm just saying this is a relatively balanced fruit. It's not a broken fruit by any means. Obviously, it has really good combos. You've seen the combos, the one-tap combos and everything. But against a competent player, I think it is actually fairly easy to go against Gura, especially if you have a long-range fruit. Alright, wrapping up this video, in conclusion, I would say Gura is still an S tier fruit. It's still a really good fruit. There's no disputing that. There's no denying that. Gura is just a really good fruit. And the whole point of this video is just me telling y'all that this fruit just isn't as good as we think it is. There's a lot of people thinking that this is the best fruit in the game, and that's just not true, man. Like, there's a lot of ways to counter Gura. Like I mentioned, Pika, Mara, long range bouts. Don't get me wrong, in close range, Mara dominates, bro. Really good combo potential. If you're using, if you have high M1 damage, you're dealing tons of damage, and then you have to use your fruit as a secondary. Again, tons of damage, lots of combo potential there. But you got to realize in update 3, a lot of the combos that were here in update 2, even just basic combos, due to the M1 delay and a lot of delays in some move, are just gone, and it really promotes spammers. Like right now in update 3 in arena, I've gone against more spammers than I have in my entire time playing this game, and I'm not even lying right there. And going against people like that, just as a Gura, just really, Gura really struggles with mid to long range bouts. Like, it's just really hard for Gura to deal with stuff like that. And all I'm saying is that there are ways, more than one. There are tons of ways you can beat Gura. That does not make the fruit bad. That just means the fruit has flaws. Every fruit in this game has flaws. I'm just here to point them out. And obviously, if you disagree with my points and my opinions in this video, that's completely fine. If you like the fruit, I'm not here to hate on the fruit. I really do like the fruit as well. I'm just saying there are flaws with it. And if you disagree, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Before we wrap up this video, I just want to say thank you for 6K. We will be doing a giveaway soon. I ain't going to say what we're going to be giving away, but just stay tuned for that. I just want to say I'm really happy we reached 6K, man. Like, I love every single one of y'all, and I appreciate the support so much. So hope y'all enjoyed this video. And again, if y'all disagree, let me know in the comments what y'all think. It's been your boy Clouds. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.